Hi friends, in this video we're going to take a look at the describe a photo through speaking question on the Duolingo English test. You know, the one that looks like this. So on the Duolingo English test, you have to describe a photo through writing and through speaking. And like I said, this video is all about the speaking version. It's a pretty important question on this Duolingo English test, so I think this video will help you. We're going to do three things. Firstly, we're going to take a look at the key points of this question type so you can understand what it's all about. Then I'm going to give you some tips on what to say when describing a photo. And after that, I've prepared 7 photos with 7 sample answers for you. Analyzing these sample answers will be greatly beneficial for you. So make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. Okay, we will start with the key points in just one moment, but I want to say that if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm teacher Luke from detready.com. Visit our website to get information about the Duolingo English test. We have some online courses and we have a practice platform. When you sign up to our practice platform, you can practice all of the different question types on the Duolingo English test and you can see your answers immediately. There is a free version, so you can sign up for free. You can find links to this below in the description. Okay then, well, let's get back to this Duolingo test lesson. Let's take a look at the key points of this describe a photo question. Okay then, well, firstly, of course, your job is to describe a photo that's presented to you on a screen through speaking. It's a good idea to try to describe the photo as if to someone who can't see it. In total, you have 90 seconds to speak, and you need to speak for at least 30 seconds, but you get 90 seconds in total. So that's an important point. You need to speak for at least 30 seconds, that's the minimum requirement, but in total you have 90 seconds to speak. After 30 seconds is up, the orange next button will appear. You can click that to go to the next question. However, I strongly suggest that you try to speak for longer than 30 seconds. And the reason I suggest this is because if you go to the Duolingo official guide and you look at their criteria for this question or all of the other speaking questions, under fluency, it says how much you can say or write in a limited time. And this indicates to me that you should be trying to speak for as long as possible. So in my opinion, definitely trying to speak for over 60 seconds will help you to get a better score for fluency. Okay, let's take a look at the other key points. So for this question type, you have 20 seconds to prepare. So this is quite different than the write about a photo question type. On that writing one, you have no preparation time. But for this one, you have 20 seconds to look at the photo and prepare mentally. Remember, you're not allowed to take notes in this Duolingo English test, so all the preparation needs to be done mentally in your head. Make sure you don't write anything because you will get disqualified for that. And luckily, you can see the image as you're speaking, so that makes it a bit easier. And you need to remember that you cannot re-record your answer. So you only get one shot at this. If you stumble or make a mistake, just keep going. Don't start again. You're not able to re-record or do your answer again. So if you make a mistake, just keep going. You only get this question type once on the test, and it contributes to your conversation and production subscores. Okay, so those were some of the key points done. We'll talk now about what you can say when you're describing a photo. But very quickly, before we look at what you can say, I just want to mention that I have a practice platform where you can practice this question type. When you sign up to our practice platform here, it looks like this. You can practice all of the different questions on the Duolingo English test, including this speak about a photo one. We've prepared hundreds of photos for you to practice with, and you can record your answer and listen back. We also show you plenty of sample answers too. Looking at and analyzing lots of sample answers is a great way to prepare for this question type. So if you're interested in signing up to this practice platform, there is a link below in the description. There is a free version, so go ahead and try it. Okay, now let's talk about what you can actually say when you're describing a photo on this test. Describing a photo is not that easy because actually we don't do that quite often in real life. So a lot of students, when they do this question type, they get stuck. They don't know what to say. And because you've got to speak for a long time, it becomes extra hard. So let me give you some ideas of what you can talk about now. Okay, so what to say? Firstly, I actually recommend that you give a general statement first. So basically, what's the photo of? What's the main subject in the photo? So let's take this photo for example. A general statement might look like this. This is a photo of 6 or 7 firefighters getting out of a red helicopter. So starting your description with a general statement like this, in my opinion, is a good way to begin because it's an easy way to get going. It's easy to talk generally about what the whole photo is of before you go into detail. And you can use phrases like this. This is a photo of. This image shows. In this photograph, there is, or there are. If you want to be fancy, you can say something like, this photo depicts. However, that's quite formal. I don't think anyone says depicts when they're speaking. But anyway, using a general statement is a good way to start. And after you've given your general statement, then you can go into some more detail. Let me show you how to do that now. Okay, so to go into detail, you can talk about the actions of the people or the subjects in the photo. Basically, what are they doing? A few of the firefighters are chatting casually, while the others are taking some items out of the helicopter. So if your photo has a group of people, or just one person, or an animal, or anything living, anything that can move, then you can describe the actions of that main subject. In my opinion, this is an easy thing to talk about because you just use action verbs with the present continuous. Just like I did. I said, these firefighters are chatting casually. I think this is an easy way to add detail to your photo description. But it's not the only way. Now let's take a look at how you can describe the location of the different things or people in the photo. Okay, like I just said, you can think about the location, and for this you can use prepositional phrases. They are in an open grassy field, and there's a small forest in the background. In this example, I used in the background, and that's a prepositional phrase. These phrases are used to indicate where things are in the photograph. You can also think about speculation. You don't have to say what's literally happening in the photo, you can speculate. To speculate, you can use language like might, may, must, or phrases like, if I had to guess, I'd say. And here's an example. If I had to guess, I'd say they're probably getting ready to do practice drills. Okay, so when you are describing a photo, you can speculate. You can make guesses about what has happened or what is going to happen. However, it's really important that your guess or speculation is related to the photo. You can't go away or go off topic too much. If you do that, you'll lose points for task relevance. So make sure when you speculate, it's about the photograph. Just like in my example, I said, if I had to guess, I'd say they're getting ready to do practice drills. That's me speculating about what's happening in this photo. So that's okay. So we've looked at the key points of this question type, and I've given you some tips on what to say. Now let's do some practice. So I've prepared 7 photos for you and 7 sample answers. I'll show one photo at a time, give you 90 seconds to practice speaking out your answer, and then I'll show you my sample answers. I strongly suggest that as you go through this video, you actually do speak out your answer. It'll be great practice for you. Also, look at my sample answers closely and analyze them and get ideas of what you can say next. Okay then, well, let's get to it.
Here, in this photo, I can see a group of friends, around 7 or 8 people in total, who are sat around a campfire in a forest at night. It is dark and the light of the fire is illuminating the group. They don't seem to be too cold as some are wearing t-shirts, so I think this photo was probably taken in summer. They are having a relaxing evening by the fire and chatting with each other. You can see a couple of tents in the background where they're probably going to sleep. This photo is of a hot air balloon with happy birthday written in big bold letters on it. The balloon is blue, red, and white, and it is in a really beautiful green field with some trees on the right-hand side. There's a group of people in the basket and getting ready for liftoff. 3 men are standing on the grass next to the balloon and it looks like they're cheering the people in the basket. In the background, there are a few really old-fashioned wooden houses on the hill. Based on the landscape and the style of the houses, I think that this photo was taken in Europe. In this photo, a woman is backstage at a rock concert. She's watching the band play from the side rather than from the front like the rest of the crowd. She has her 2 arms in the air and looks to be dancing. It also looks like she's alone since there aren't many people around her. The band is in the background of this photograph, and it looks like there are 5 or 6 members all playing different instruments. I can see a few of them playing guitar and one on the keyboard. It must be a great concert. This photo shows two men about to begin an arm wrestling match. Although you cannot see most of their faces, you can tell that the man on the left is more determined since he is pressing his lips together hard. This seems to be a group of friends having a party and playing some games. Their friends have upped the stakes by making bets on who they think will be victorious. There's a surprisingly large amount of money on the table for the bet. I guess that the man on the left will win because, as I mentioned before, he looks more determined and serious. This photo shows an airplane on a runway. The plane has either just landed or is being prepared for takeoff. I can see two people next to the plane, and they're wearing yellow high-visibility vests, which suggests to me that they work at the airport. They're either loading or unloading the passengers' baggage. The tunnel that the passengers use to board the plane is attached to the side of the plane to allow the passengers on or off. The weather looks quite nice, so I think it's probably a nice day to fly. This is an image of a conductor at a concert in the middle of conducting a musical piece. He's holding his baton in his right hand and using his left hand to gesture to the musicians. He's wearing a black suit, a white shirt and a white bow tie. His eyes are extremely focused on the person he's looking at to his left, but we can't see who that person is. We can only see one musician, but there must be many more on either side of the conductor. In this photo, a couple is in a cafe drinking some coffee. The woman is on the left of the photo and the man is next to her. It looks like the woman in the photo is holding the man's hand while also holding a mug of coffee. You can see that the woman is wearing a wedding ring, so I guess that they're a married couple. I don't know why I think this, but it looks to me that the woman is trying to console the man. It's hard to say for sure because we can't see his face, but I guess he's upset over something and talking to the woman about it.
And that's it, well done. How was that? Was it easy or difficult? Please let me know below in the comments. And if you want more practice on the different questions on the Duolingo English test, I recommend you watch this video here or this one here next. Okay, that's it from me today. Thank you very much and I'll see you next week. Bye.